Hi, I'm Chris Rush, and I teach business English. Over the last 5 years, I've helped thousands of professionals improve their confidence and ability in English, and I'm here to help you reach your English goals. What I want to start with is an experiment. I want you to think of something for me, and what I want you to think of is this. I want you to imagine what your life could be like if you were 100% fluent in English. What kind of job could you get that's not available to you right now? What kind of opportunities would you have that you don't have now? What kind of travel or lifestyle could you have that at this point are simply impossible because of your level of English? And I really want you to think about it because the answers have the power to change your life. And when you're thinking of this, there's one thing that I really want you to be careful of, one thing that has the power to take all of this away. A lot of times, whenever we imagine something really positive or really great, we get these voices that come up in the back of our minds that say, no, that's not possible for me, or I can't do it because of this, or I can't do it because of that. And you have to be really careful with those voices, because if you listen to them, they can stop you from doing anything good. What I'm here to tell you today is that it is 100% possible for you to achieve English fluency, and that it's possible right now. You don't have to go to a country where they speak English. You don't have to make dramatic changes to your life. And what I'm going to show you is some very simple things that you can do to get started on the road to English fluency, and I'm going to show them to you right now. When I first started trying to speak another language, someone told me that the best way to learn was to go to a country where they speak that language, but I couldn't do that, and I was too busy to go to a regular language school. So I really struggled, and I had no confidence, and so I didn't practice, and my skills stayed in the same place for years. And if you've been in that situation, then this video is going to be great news for you, because I'm here to tell you that even if that's where you are right now, I'm going to show you how you can speak better English than you've ever spoken before. Now, many of you watching this have already downloaded my free ebook, The Top 5 Free Online English Resources. And if you haven't downloaded it yet, click this link and a new window will open up, and it will take you to the website where you can put in your email address, and then you'll get the book emailed to you for free. And I highly recommend you do that right now, because what we're going to do next is we're going to talk about one of the strategies that I mentioned in the book and unpack it a little more and really see how you can use it to take your English to the next level. Today, what I want to talk to you about is Anki, the free flashcard program, and you can find the link in my free ebook, which you can download here. So, first of all, before we get too much into this, what is a flashcard? Well, a flashcard is this little slip of paper that you have one word written on one side and another word, or usually the same word in a different language, on the other side. And this is a great way to learn vocabulary. Now, a lot of people will tell you that that's not a good way to learn. And the reason they say that is because it can be boring going through this stack of cards. And I understand that. However, studies have shown over and over again the way our minds work is that we remember much better if we concentrate on simple information before moving on to more complex information. I want to give you an example. Have you ever been in an English class where you work on some grammar for a week and you sort of understand it, but maybe not 100%, and then the next week you're talking about a completely different thing or a new set of grammar with different rules? Well, what happened to the old stuff that you weren't quite really 100% in understanding? It's gone. If we don't remember the simple information, we're not going to remember the complex information. We have to start with the basics. And that's what flashcards help us do. And here's what's so great about Anki is that the boring part of flashcards isn't studying them. The boring part is writing out cards one by one and making them. But Anki does that for you. So it's this free software, and users upload their own decks to the website. And again, if you check the book, I've got a link there where you can look at all of the decks that have been created that people have used to help them study English. So here's what I recommend you do. I recommend you take either a small English notebook or even use your smartphone. And every day when you come across a new word in English, write it on your phone or in your English notebook. And it doesn't have to be something you spend a lot of time doing. I'm thinking maybe 5 or 6 words a day will make a huge difference. When you come home in the evening, you add them to your Anki deck and you spend no more than 10 minutes studying them. When you get a word right, Anki doesn't show it to you again for another 4 days. So you're going to spend all your time focusing on the things where you need help. And imagine what your vocabulary would be like if you added 5 or 6 words every day in a month. Imagine what your vocabulary would be like in 6 months, and then imagine what it would be like in a year. So if you do this, if you put just this one suggestion into practice, where you add 5 or 6 words a day to your vocabulary, you will start to see after a week. That's all it will take you. It will take you 1 week to see that yes, this is possible. It is possible to be working toward fluency right now without changing anything in my life. And that's just one of the 5 resources that I talk about in my ebook. In a few days, I'm going to release another video. And what I'm going to talk about in that video is how to make the transition from where you are now to where you want to be, which is fluency. And I'm also going to talk about one of the other strategies that I mentioned in the book, but go into a lot more detail. So you definitely don't want to miss it. But what I want to leave you with today is the possibility, the openness that yes, fluency is something that I can achieve and that is possible for me to start right now. I'll see you soon.